You enter the world in a room that should have celebrated life, yet tastes of rot and cold stone. The air smells of damp wool and smoke, of the servants' quarters, where every breath is borrowed from someone more powerful. Your first cry is swallowed by thick tapestries that hang like tired giants along the walls, absorbing sound the way the palace absorbs souls. Even as an infant, you feel the weight of hierarchy settle on your skin like ash, soft, invisible, impossible to remove. Your mother holds you with hands cracked from scrubbing chamber pots, her touch gentle but trembling under the pressure of survival. The world around you hums with distant footsteps, nobles passing somewhere above, their voices muffled, dripping with entitlement. Down here, laughter is rare, hope even rarer. You are born into obedience, into a life where the ceiling is low and unmovable, where even the warmth of a candle feels rationed. As you grow, you learn the palace not through lessons, but through instinct. The hallways whisper, the walls judge. Every chore handed to you is a reminder that your bloodline is woven into servitude. You sweep floors too wide for your small arms, carry buckets heavier than your budding spine can bear, and polish silver that will never reflect your face clearly. The tarnish you rub away only reminds you how replaceable you are. Childhood dreams do not sprout here. They are trimmed early, pruned like vines that dare reach too close to sunlight. You hear stories of the king long before you ever see him. Whispers passed among servants like forbidden scripture. His temper, his appetites, his need for attendance brave enough or desperate enough to serve in his most private hours. Even as a child, the mere mention of the groom of the stool fills you with a strange mix of dread and fascination. The title sounds ceremonial, dignified even, but the older servant's exchange looks heavy with something unspoken. It is not a job one aspires to.
Me too.
It is a fate assigned,
Did you try the stew
a
from
chain
yesterday?
locked gently
It
at
was
first,
delicious.
then tightened with each passing year. By the time your hands grow steady enough to pour water without spilling, the palace has already begun shaping you. Your back learns to bend, your voice learns to quiet, your eyes learn to lower. The tutors who train the household staff watch you closely, too closely, as if weighing your obedience, your silence, your capacity to endure shame without breaking. You feel it long before anyone says it. The path narrowing, the walls closing, the future tightening around you like a velvet noose. Even the air shifts when your name is called for special instruction. You are led to a room deeper within the palace, where the stale scent of soap and rose water mixes with something far more human, far more intimate. Your stomach knots as the truth begins to take shape. You will not be a soldier. You will not be a scholar. You will serve the king, but not in the way stories are told. The shadow of your future profession stretches toward you long before its duties are explained. The older servants avoid your gaze, as if pity might spill from their eyes. And in the quiet places of the palace, the laundry rooms, the kitchens, the narrow stairwells that wind like veins through stone, you sense a shift in how they speak to you. Less warmth, more caution, as if you are drifting toward a life no one can pull you back from. You feel it in your bones, even as a child. Your fate is not a calling, it is a sentence. Time does not pass for you, it corrodes you. Years curl around your limbs like iron vines, tightening until even the simple act of rising from your bed feels like prying yourself out of a coffin. Your hands, once small and unmarked, harden into tools shaped by humiliation. The skin along your palms becomes coarse and cracked. Soak daily in warm water, cold water, rose water, anything the king demands. No lotion can soften the truth. Your hands belong more to the king's body than to your own. They stop being yours long before you realize it. Your back bends early, folding under the endless burden of trays, towels, basins, and the unspoken expectations that weigh heavier than any object you carry. Pain becomes your constant companion, an unwelcome tenant lodging behind your ribs, sinking deep into your bones. You learn to move quietly, but every step sends a subtle tremor through your muscles. You feel your youth evaporate, replaced by a stiffness found in men twice your age. This is your reality. Your body ages faster than your years, as if time itself tries to escape you. The smell clings to you too, no matter how hard you scrub. A mix of earth and flesh, of humanity stripped bare. It seeps into your skin, into your nails, into the fabric of your clothes. Even freshly bathed, You carry the scent of the throne room, where dignity is shed like garments. You serve where no one else dares stand. You kneel where no one else wishes to breathe. Your lungs feel heavy, as though coated in the same suffocating air that fills the king's private chamber. Some days, it feels as though your chest is lined with leather, thick and unyielding, resisting every breath. Your shoulders remember every moment of stillness, every time you knelt waiting in silence for the king's command. Hours spent motionless carve themselves into your joints, turning them rigid. You do not complain. No one listens. Pain is not something you escape. It is the rent you pay for survival. Yet the body is not the only thing that breaks. The loneliness settles deeper than any wound. You move through corridors unseen, a ghost in livery, present only when summoned. Everyone knows what you do, yet no one speaks to you of it. People step aside as you pass, offering polite smiles that never touch their eyes. They fear the intimacy of your role, the grotesque proximity you keep to the king's most private self. You tend to the bodily needs of the most powerful man in the kingdom, yet you are treated as if dirt clings to your very soul. You provide a service everyone needs, but no one wants to acknowledge. And so the palace walls learn to forget you. Other servants share gossip in the courtyard sunlight. You remain indoors, where shadows stretch long like reminders. The cooks laugh over spilled flour. You stand in the hallway outside the king's chamber, listening for the faintest summons. Even your peers avoid you, not out of cruelty, but out of discomfort. You are the keeper of a truth no one wishes to imagine. Silence becomes your companion, steady and suffocating. There are moments when you catch a glimpse of your reflection in polished silver or rippling water. For an instant, you see the shape of a life that never belonged to you. Eyes dulled by exhaustion, posture bowed by years of invisible servitude. A man covered not in scars that can be seen, but in those etched beneath the skin. Scars formed by ridicule, by duty, by the crushing awareness that your identity is bound to the most humiliating corner of the palace. While others bask in sunlight, you toil beneath chandeliers that burn too brightly, reminding you that the world you serve will never embrace you. While others dine, you stand ready. While others are remembered, you fade deeper into the folds of anonymity. This is your reality, a life where devotion is mistaken for disgrace, where duty becomes degradation, where the world forgets you. Long before you ever forget the weight you carry, age settles into you like winter, quiet at first, then absolute. Your hands, once steady as stone, now tremble when you pour water into the silver basin. Your knees crack softly each time you kneel, as if the joints themselves are whispering that they cannot bear this life much longer. The palace has not changed, but you have. The walls seem taller now, the corridors longer, the duties heavier than your thinning frame can endure. You feel the slow unraveling of your strength, thread by delicate thread. Yet your instincts remain sharp. You know the king's rhythms the way a sailor knows the tide. You anticipate his needs without a word spoken, but it costs you more each day. Sometimes, when you rise too quickly, the world tilts, and a cold veil of dizziness drapes over your vision. You blink it away, because the job allows no hesitation. The king requires certainty, even when your bones beg for rest. In quiet moments, when the chamber is empty and only the muted glow of afternoon sun filters through the curtains, you touch the edge of the stool you have served beside for decades. Your fingers feel the carved wood, worn smooth by repetition. This, more than anything, is the measure of your life. Not glory, not wealth, not applause. Just the silent endurance of a man who became the unseen pillar of a monarch's most private world. Your body falters before your spirit does. One winter morning, as frost crawls along the window glass, you feel a deep ache in your chest, a slow tightening, as if the air has turned to stone inside your lungs. You steady yourself against the wall, but the strength that once rose reliably within you does not answer this time. Your breathing grows shallow, your limbs heavy. You know what this is. The end is not a thief in the night, but an old acquaintance finally arriving to collect a long overdue debt. You sink onto the stool in the corner of the chamber, not the king's ornate seat, but the servant's small one, shaped by your weight over the years. The room around you blurs in a soft haze, the edges fading. You hear distant footsteps, muffled voices, the world continuing its ceaseless routine without noticing your quiet surrender. In your final heartbeat, memories flicker like candles. Your mother's tired smile, the first tray you carried with shaking hands, the countless mornings spent preparing for a king who never learned your favorite food or the sound of your laughter. Regret brushes against you, gentle and thin. Regret for a life spent in service to someone who never saw you fully. But there is relief, too, warm and unexpected. Relief that the weight will finally slip from your shoulders, that your body, so worn, so tired, can rest without fear of being summoned again. Your last thought is simple and startlingly tender. You endured, not for glory, not for recognition, but because survival was the only language you were ever taught. When they find you, the palace mourns in silence. Not publicly, there are no proclamations, no mourning banners, but in small, human ways. A few servants bow their heads. One places a fresh cloth beside the stool, as if honoring the ritual you kept for so long. But by dusk, the world moves on. Your name is spoken once, twice, then slips from memory like dust caught in a passing draft. History forgets you. The king certainly does. But the chamber remembers. The wood grain that shaped itself to your hand. The faint echo of your steps at dawn. The quiet dignity you left imprinted in the stone itself. Your legacy is not carved into monuments or etched into royal ledgers. It lives in the unnoticed corners, the spaces where humility and duty once met and made something quietly noble. And so your story ends without applause, without witness, without fanfare. Yet there is a strange beauty in this departure, an honesty the world rarely grants. In the end, you were just a whisper in a roaring storm. But even the smallest whisper can outlast the wind.